With just 21 regular season games left, Hunter Pence is back to playing his brand of baseball. Excelling in all facets of the game, his leadership and hustle is contagious as the Giants are heating up at just the right time. Today, they'll face an old rival, Zack Greinke. 9-1 in his career against the Giants. He gets the ball in another NL West showdown. Final game of the series and road trip next. It's Hyundai Sunday on CSN Bay Area. As Giants Baseball is brought to you by your Bay Area Hyundai dealers. Today, Giants and D-backs one more time in the final game of this series from Chase Field. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, a lot of things at stake in this game. Look, they're trying to catch the Giants are trying to catch the Dodgers. A win and you sweep the D-backs. A win and you're 5-5 on the road trip. So that means it's an important start for Matt Moore. And what is Matt Moore going to have to do today?
Well, Matt Moore has 4 pitches, and I think he has to be able to show early on that he can get all those pitches over, and I think he has to pitch inside and minimize some of the power of this Arizona Diamondback lineup. That'll be the key. The other thing is the Giants offensively have to keep that rhythm they showed in last night's ball game and keep it going against a guy who's always had some ownage, Zack Greinke on the hill. He's 9-1 lifetime. But Giants have won 3 of their last 4, and they also have their leader, Hunter Pence, on absolute fire. So I say jump on his shoulders and let's ride this out.
Giants looking for a happy flight as they head home back to the Bay Area. It's Moore and it's Greinke. And we'll have more from Chase Field right after this.
on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger today at Jack in the Box. Limited time only at participating restaurants. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Back here at Chase Field as we get ready to wrap up this 3-game series and also wrap up this 10-game road trip. The Diamondbacks will celebrate first responders from across Arizona as we all remember the events of 15 years ago on 9/11. And now let's go to the PA announcer here at Chase Field.
Please direct your attention to the field as we honor the United States of America and pay tributes to our veterans, active duty, and retired men and women of our armed services. Presenting our colors today, please welcome the Chandler Police Department Honor Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask that you join Major League Baseball, the Arizona Diamondbacks, and the San Francisco Giants as we remember those who lost their lives on September 11th, 2001. We pay tribute to them and to the men and women who serve our country as we honor a pledge made 15 years ago today. We shall not forget. Now, please join us as we observe a moment of silence. Thank you. And now, in honor of the 15th anniversary of 9/11, and as a sign of unity, the Arizona Diamondbacks and the San Francisco Giants invite all fans to join in the singing of the Star Spangled Banner, performed by D-backs organist Bobby Freeman.
Very nice ceremony here before this important ball game. And of course, how could any of us who live in this great country forget what happened 15 years ago today? The color guard is departing, and when they depart, then everybody will go to their positions, and that's what the D-backs are doing right now.
Pledge that was made 15 years ago and that will forever be honored. The pledge that we will never forget, and we won't.
So we have baseball. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. 100 degrees outside. Inside it's 75. 27% humidity, and the roof is closed. All right, let's take a look at the Giants lineup. Hey, it looks familiar. It's the same one as the lineups Friday and Saturday. It'll be Span, Pagan, and Posey. Brandon Crawford, the cleanup hitter, and then the red-hot Hunter Pence. Red-hot Belt, Panic, and Nunez, and Matt Moore will hit ninth.
On the hill today for these Arizona Diamondbacks will be their ace, Zack Greinke. Greinke, 32 years of age, 6'2", 200-pounder. This is what he has done in 23 starts, 12-5 with a 4.54 ERA. When you take your at-bats against him, you're going to see a fastball that can go low to mid-90s, and he definitely can reach back and get some velocity when he needs it. Usually you see that in 2 strikes. It's two strike counts. He also has a curveball, slider, and a changeup with impeccable command out of a high 3/4 release. Lifetime against this Giants team, 9-1 with a 2.35 ERA. He has absolutely owned the Giants. And right now we're going to take a look at the defense that will play behind Zack Greinke for these Arizona Diamondbacks, starting in their outfield from left to right. It'll be Drury, Henniger, and Tomas, the best arm in right field. Owens and Lamb on the left side of the infield. Segura and Goldschmidt on the right side. Willington Castillo, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. Greinke, a 12-year veteran, as he gets ready to throw his first pitch of this game to Denard Span.
So Span, Pagan, and Posey. Span picked up a hit yesterday in his final at bat. And he went 1 for 5, and the first pitch of the ball game is a called strike. So we get started at 1:11. Span 13 for 43 lifetime against Greinke, and he hits a high drive to right. It is out of here. And the Giants take a 1-0 lead.
Wow.
Home run number 10 for Denard Span. And I guarantee you that felt pretty good for that young man.
Yeah, it absolutely felt good. And it's significant because in Greinke's last start against the Dodgers in Los Angeles, he went 4 2/3, gave up 9 hits, 8 runs, and 5 home runs.
So here's Angel Pagan. And Pagan looks at a strike. Fifth time he's done that in his career, where he's led off the game with a big fly.
Yeah, double-digit totals now in the home run column with 10.
Pagan went 3 for 5 last night, and he shoots one up the middle. Struck hard, but right at Segura. 1 out.
Let's take a look at the challenge fastball right down the middle. Yeah, that's no surprise. First pitch of a game, that's what you're trying to do. And Denard Span, who has not had a great road trip, finally broke the hitless streak last night. And here, the first strike he sees launches one into right field.
And Bruce Bochy thrilled. So here's Buster Posey. And a call strike. Buster last night went 2 for 4. $12 home runs, 64 driven in. And he's got decent numbers against Greinke, 10 for 34 with a double.
Now, those are good numbers when you consider what Greinke has done against the Giants' lifetime. Doesn't have him in his book yet.
And there's a base hit right behind Greinke.
3 hitters, 3 well-hit balls off Greinke. So right now, he's not fooling anybody.
So Buster has started every game in this series. Almost hit him in the foot.
Greinke fields his position well, too. I mean, he's in a pretty good position to field his position, but I think he's happy that he kind of got out of the way with that one. That was a bolt. Hang and break a ball. That's how you should take advantage of him.
Here's Crawford. Crawford 2 for 5 last night. Double play ball. And that is going to end the inning. 4 balls hit hard. Giants lead after 1/2. 1-0. And this is bye-bye baby. Matt Moore coming out. D-backs coming up. And here's the starting lineup for Arizona. It'll be Segura and then Owens, and you can see what he's done this month, followed by Goldschmidt, Castillo, and Tomas. Lamb is going to start against the lefty. He'll hit 6, and it's Drury, Haniger, and Greinke.
On the hill today for the Giants will be the left-hander Matt Moore. Moore, 27 years of age, 6'3", 210-pounder, and then take a look at what he has done this year combined in Tampa Bay and San Francisco. 28 starts, 9-11, 4.14 ERA, with 146 strikeouts against 65 walks. For Matt Moore, when you take your bats against him, you're going to see a fastball that goes low to high 90s. I mean, he can heat it up there. He also can cut the fastball. He's got a big curveball and a changeup. He's had 2 lifetime starts against Arizona. He's 1-1 with a 4.38 ERA.
And Buster Posey will catch him. Many of more starts, it's been Trevor Brown. And a strike. Gabe Morales is calling balls and strikes. Dan Asanya. Then it's Asanya, Dale Scott, and Bob Davidson. Breaking ball, 0-2.
Established that breaking ball early. He just did. Gabe Morales, good umpire. I like his strike zone. It's a low ball preference. He is an umpire that will definitely look for strikes, and you can stretch out the zone a bit. If you let him know early you're going to throw strikes.
Segura having a very fine season. 1 for 6 lifetime against Matt Moore. On deck, Chris Owens, Moore, and Posey trying to get on the same page. D-backs have lost 5 straight, and they're 20 games under 500 at home. That's a lot. And Segura, boy, and that breaking ball down and in, and it broke him down so much he almost swung. And the 1-2 is foul back. Say this about Segura, he really does take a healthy rip, and he'll do that whether he's got 2 strikes on him or not.
And he's got pop in his bat. He'll keep a defense honest, and he can beat a mistake long.
Get on the ground, and Joe panicked from the cut of the grass.
Let's take a look at the Giants defense today, playing behind Matt Moore, starting in the outfield from left to right. It's going to be Pagan, Span, and Pence. Crawford, Nunez on the left side of the infield, Panic and Bell on the right side. And Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. Day game after night game. It's that time of year. Everybody's pushing.
Owens hitting .286, a couple of home runs, 35 driven in. And a called strike, and it's 0-1. 0 for 2 in just 2 at-bats against Matt Moore. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Got him on a breaking ball in the dirt. Posey's going to run out in front and throw to Bell for a strikeout.
And that's exactly where he wants to put that big curveball when he gets ahead of a right-hander. He gets on top of him 0-2, 1-2. Put a big rainbow. And the idea, I'm going to throw it at his back foot. And this is perfect. He gets a lot of strikeouts with that pitch in that location.
So here's Goldschmidt at 296. And he flips one to right, and he's going to have a flare for a base hit.
Strong man's hit right there.
Here's what Mike's talking about.
Just set an outside target. This thing cuts across the plate right in on the hands. But with the hand strength that he has, I mean, he's strong enough to get it over the head of the infield.
Castillo 269. In the dirt, Buster Posey knocks it down. I have a feeling Buster Posey's dragging a little bit, but this is the time of the year.
Well, it means a whole lot too. When your catcher goes back out there a day game after night game, especially when he had a 12-inning game to start the series off, nobody else can be feeling tired.
No. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Good changeup. So early on, I mean, Matt Moore has shown the D-backs that he's getting all of his stuff over. And he's doing it out of the windup, and he's doing it out of the stretch.
Span hit the home run. Giants lead 1-0. One and 2. Panic playing Castillo to pull. Everybody else pretty much straight away. Crawford maybe a step or 2 to pull. And that'll do it. Hunter Pence is going to lead things off. He's red hot. Giants lead 1-0.
On CSN Bay Area is brought to you by AAA. What does your insurance do when it's not doing insurance? It should do more. Go to AAA.com for more details.
1-0 on the Span home run, and Hunter Pence is going to lead things off. Pence, Belt, and Panic facing Zach Greinke. And Hunter Pence with a healthy rip. Pence lifetime 7 for 29. He's got a couple of doubles and a couple of home runs in his career against Greinke. And the D-backs right-hander throws, and there's a breaking ball down low.
The thing about Greinke that has always been so stellar is his corner command with everything. It's rare to see him make mistakes out over the middle of the plate.
One and two. Giants hit the ball hard in that first inning. Ended up with just the one run. Pence gets a breaking ball and he hangs in there with it. Last night he went to the opposite field, and you could do that in this park.
Now, the pitch before that, he kind of gotten buzzed up around the chin. And this is how he responded. Home run number 11, but the importance is driving it over the wall in right field. When he's dialed and locked in, he's able to do that.
They're going to say Pence held up. Two and two. Belt waiting in the wings. Hunter Pence in constant motion with that bat. It's a tough take right there. 3 and 2.
Well, you got to be seeing the ball well to be able to take a strike that's just a tad low of the strike zone. And that's even with a low ball umpire like Gabe Morales. But that's kind of where Pence is right now. He's got a real good clue of that zone.
Got him.
So in the end, a challenge fastball at 92, and that'll be the first strikeout for Greinke. Just a challenge. And he throws it right by a hot hitter.
So here's Belt, 271, 15 home runs, 71 driven in. And Belt shows bunt, and he takes a strike. I don't know if showing actually does anything.
But if you are going to bunt it, you have to make real sure you get it past the area of where Greinke can get to it, because he really feels his position well.
0-2. On deck is Joe Panic.
You take a swing at a breaking ball like that when you don't see the spin. You can't identify the pitch.
Down low.
Almost hit his back foot. I mean, when you say back foot slider, you don't literally want to hit a guy's back foot. You just want to throw it so when it breaks, it crashes down and in to a left-handed hitter from a right-handed pitcher out of the strike zone.
The 1-2 to Belt. Oh, a bit outside.
I think Greinke wanted it.
I think you're right. Two pitch to Belt. Out of play. Got a fastball. And another 2-2 pitch. Here it is to Belt. And Belt takes another close pitch that Greinke wanted.
Just a little bit outside. I don't know if you want to take that same pitch a second time in a row. That's how close it was. That's a coin toss pitch. Heads, it's a ball. Tails, it's a strike.
So the payoff, here it is. And a one-hopper to Goldschmidt.
So far, the Giants hitting a lot of balls on the nose, but they're finding gloves. All right, time now for our Togo's big play, the Togo's way. And we go back to May of this year. Joe Panik taking on Zach Greinke, and this is what he does. A home run, and it was no cheap either. It was a good memory.
Panik, 4 for 17. He does have a home run lifetime against Zach Greinke. And it's low.
Greinke, very, very calm motion, very balanced, almost in a box.
There's a strike.
If you look for explanations as to how he can corner pitch with all of his 4 pitches, you look at his motion. Stays very upright as he gets gathered. And repeats his arm stroke as well as anybody in this game.
And that little pop-up is out of play. So he'll get a new baseball as he rubs it up. Should Panik reach, it'll be Eduardo Nunez. And this is going to be hit to Goldschmidt, who gets a big hop, and that's going to end the inning. So Greinke settles down. It'll be Tomas, Lamb, and Drury coming up. 1-0 Giants.
CSN Bay Area is brought to you by your Bay Area Hyundai dealers. Great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Giants with a 1-0 lead, and the hitter will be Yasmani Tomas. Then Lamb. And then Drury. Swing and a miss. Tomas, 28 home runs, 67 driven in.
Gotta be careful with those hanging breaking balls to Tomas. He's a good mistake hitter above the belt. Saw it happen last night. Hit a solo shot to left field off of Josh Osich, who threw a left-handed breaking ball up high. And Tomas did not miss it. You got 28 home runs like he has. I mean, he's making a lot of people pay for mistakes. You go back and look at pitches and pitch location, and there's a lot of hanging breaking balls that he just does not miss.
Got him. 93, 3 strikeouts. The Padres are in town on the 12th through the 14th. The 12th is Step Up to the Plate, and the 13th is Filipino Heritage Night. Come on out to the park, sfgiants.com/special events. Yeah, Monday. Remember, the Niners game and the Giants game on Monday start right around the same time. So the Giants are letting everyone know. All the great HD TV sets around AT&T Park will have the Niner game on. Just trying to help everybody along, you know?
Well, yeah.
It's the opener. There's a strike. It's 0-2. We're expecting big things.
.28 home runs for Jake Lamb, breakout year. And remember, he's not an everyday player. He doesn't play against lefties. So this is a big challenge for him, taking on Matt Moore. And if you're Chip Hale, I mean, you got to get questioned by the local press as to, hey, why is this guy not in the lineup more? He's got 28 home runs.
He does have one off of Matt Moore.
Well, you hit up a .156 in 90 at-bats against lefties. It gets you some bench time.
But if you're the Diamondbacks, so you're looking at that as saying, so that's the way it's going to be for the rest of his career. The only way he gets better is if he plays. And that's rolled foul. Plus, they're 58 and 83.
I mean, now's the time to let him have some at-bats, and I think that's a big reason why he's in the lineup today. Plus, as you said, he does have a home run against Matt Moore.
Close pitch, 2-2.
Ball's coming out of the hand of Matt Moore very easily today.
Well, that's the pitch that Greinke wanted. And now it's 3-2. By the way, you see the Dodgers got shut out?
They did. Dodgers got beat today in Miami 3-0. Kenta Maeda was the losing pitcher.
Span's not going to get this one. And because it drops down, it's going to be a triple for Lamb. Span was waiting for that ball to carry him back to him, and it didn't.
Well, that's a big break. 3-2 challenge fastball. It's an I don't want to walk him location. It's up. It's out over the middle of the plate. And Lamb puts a charge into it, but here's where he gets the break. It gets out into the gap over the head of Span, who had no chance to get back here on it, and it hits the roof of the overhang. And when that happens, it allowed Lamb to get over to third base, and with one out, that's a big break.
Giants are going to pull the infield in against Brandon Drury, and that's due to the guy pitching for the D-backs.
You bet. Zach Greinke is a guy with a reputation, and you know, let's face it, some lifetime ownage on the Giants at 9-1 record.
It's the 9th triple for Lamb.
Well, I think that there are 3 ballparks in the National League that are built for triples. AT&T, here at Chase Field, and at Miller Park in Milwaukee.
Into center field, it's probably going to fall, and it does. So scoring easily will be Lamb, and this game is tied. And that'll bring to the plate Mitch Haniger. You might add Coors Field to that mix.
Yeah, Coors Field's built for triples. The depth of their foul lines on both sides of the field.
Kind of built for everything.
Offensively.
Haniger's hitting 200 with 6 runs batted in. And he looks at a strike. Swing. Ain't gonna miss. Nothing in 2.
Good changeup. Mitch Haniger, a Bay Area kid out of Mountain View, went to Archbishop Mitty and attended Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo. He's a legend at Cal Poly.
Could never surpass your legend. Ever.
He blew right by it.
No. 1-2. Got him.
It's 4 strikeouts now for Matt Moore. This is the payoff pitch breaking ball. Just a big, hard snapper. I mean, Haniger did everything he could. He didn't pull his head off on that swing. It's just a big curveball.
So here's Greinke. Got to be careful with him. He can hit.
That is not a pitcher's hack. I'm sorry.
A triple and a single, and this game is tied. Greinke on the year, 11 for 46. In conversation with Buster Posey. Side corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
For Greinke, he was hitting 239 coming into this at bat. I mean, that's almost like if a pitcher's hitting 239, I mean, that's really good. It's like a regular hitting over 300 if a pitcher's hitting over 200.
And he got him with that hard curveball. 5 strikeouts for Greinke. D-backs tie it up. It'll be Nunez to lead it off.
By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com.
Sunday the 18th is the annual yoga day at the ballpark, and your special event ticket includes a private post-game yoga session right on the field and a Giants yoga mat. Check out Giants tickets and see the Giants take on the Cardinals at 1:05. Here's Nunez. It's a 1-1 ball game. Nunez having a nice series, hitting .284, 15 home runs. And against Greinke, he's 2 for 3 lifetime.
Well, I'm saying that's ownage.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't normally say that after 3 at bats, but when you have a guy like Greinke, who's outstanding, as good as there is, you get 2 out of 3 out of him. That's ownage.
Well, Nunez just had a massive stank eye to Gabe Morales on that last pitch.
You will see some width on both sides of the plate if the ball's down with Morales.
Chop to second. 1 out.
He had no choice. He had to cover that rotation. All right, time now for our cold hard facts. It's brought to you by Clean, Crisp Coors Lights. The Giants have 20 games left after today and will not leave the state of California. 13 remaining at home in San Francisco, 3 against the Dodgers in LA, and 4 against the Padres.
Here's Matt Moore, 2 for 19. And he takes a strike. The Brewers beat the Cardinals today, 2-1. Ryan Braun hit a home run in the top of the 9th, and the Brewers held on. Mets pretty much crushed the Braves 10-3. Here it's 0-2 to Matt Moore with Denard Span on deck. And he got him.
Strikeout number 2 for Greinke.
The best pitch for Matt Moore in that at bat was the first pitch.
That was his chance.
Center field, Denard Span.
Span hit a home run to open up the ball game. And right now, either trying to hit one out or get on for Pagan. First pitch strike, and it's 0-1. The home run for Denard Span, his 10th. First time he's ever hit one against Greinke in 44 official at bats.
Well, it was no cheapie. First inning, fastball just about knee high, perhaps a bit above middle end. See you later. Home run number 10 in the year. And that made the skipper smile.
And he'd like to smile again. Here's the 1-1. Tapped foul. So your theory on Billy Hayes is correct.
Yep, if the bounce is belt high or above, he'll make the play. Down below, see you later.
One of the finer scouting reports of the year, I have to tell you. It is. I don't think he would deny that.
No. Inning overrated.
High to Span. Greinke taking a lot more time now. Here's the 2-2. Span pulls another one foul. 37 pitches for Zach Greinke. Everybody straight up for Denard Span. And it's 3-2. The only reason Haniger isn't straight up is he needs to play a little bit off to be able to see the pitcher and the hitter. Otherwise, dead straight. That is how Abner Doubleday set it up.
It's a respectful defense, basically admitting that Denard Span hits it all over.
Gets jammed, and Goldschmidt will make the play. Top of the order coming up.
baseball history since 1900. 3 hits and 4 runs in back-to-back games. Let's check out the guys who've done it. Pete Fox, Hal Trotsky, Mel Almada, Cesar Cedeno, Paul Molitor, Mark McGuire, David Wright, and last night we watched Hunter Pence do it, and that puts him on a very elite list. That's our McDonald's True Stories. Stay hot, Hunter Pence.
Here's Segura. Rolled out to second, and he takes a strike. Owings and then Goldschmidt. Giants with a run in the first, D-backs with a run in the second. Segura skies one out to Hunter Pence. Now Hunter settles underneath it.
Niblets, can of corn. Perpetual motion. Hunter Pence.
Hunter Pence. He was the kid, as Owings tries to bunt, in the schoolyard at recess that had to wear a helmet.
Yeah, you're probably right. He never stopped.
And I mean that in the most flattering way.
Well, he's definitely one of our favorites.
Because I could have been that kid. You could have been that kid.
Yeah.
It's constant motion.
Never sat down.
On the report card, Hunter, great kid, can't sit still.
Yep.
Love that guy.
Oh, there's a lot of those guys out there in the field that were that guy.
And the 1-1 to Owings, and he takes a strike.
But when you watch Hunter Pence in the outfield, I mean, he just never stops moving around. He just getting ready. Stay loose.
Hunter Pence on the move. Hunter Pence on the move.
And I think a perfect game in the mind of Hunter Pence is that he makes all 27 of the outs. And let's watch him. It's a great jump, direct route, can of corn. Just like that fly ball is falling off a shelf.
Starting to like the beard too.
At the supermarket. Yeah. It's the time of year.
Here's Goldschmidt, who punched a single to right in the first. And he swings and misses.
94-mile-an-hour challenge from Matt Moore. You throw a ball by a guy like that, you think you can do it again.
0-2.
And there's the cutter after the four-seam fastball.
And a waste pitch, 1-2. Two and two.
Change up. Soft stuff away, sets up hard stuff in. Posey wants a curveball.
Well, that was the one you want Goldschmidt to swing at. Now it's 3-2. See what Matt Moore does here. 3-2 to Goldschmidt. And that's a line drive, and it's going to fall in front of Span. Here's our Geico quote. Hunter Pence on the Giants playoff push. There's a long way to go and a lot of cool stuff in front of us. The story is yet to be written, and that's the beauty of it.
Well, if you're a baseball player, you've worked hard all year to get to this point. And if you're on a team that's in the hunt, I mean, there's nothing better.
Castillo struck out looking to end the first. Swing and a miss. No balls and one strike. Foul back. You got a breaking ball. Big gap between Belt and Panic as Panic is shading Castillo very close to the bag at second base. Here you see the hitter, pitcher, umpire, Panic.
That used to bother you when an umpire would get in front of you?
Hated it. And I always thought that it was really a bad move when they moved the umpire from behind second to in front of second. Snap throw to first, and getting back easily was Goldschmidt.
You've got to watch Goldschmidt. I mean, he's a legitimate base stealer. It's not like he can surprise anybody. Not when he's got 24 steals on the year. I mean, you have to really work against it. If you're Matt Moore, you've got to adjust your rhythms, be quick out of the stretch, show him a variety of moves.
2-2.
I don't think he could be any quicker than that. That was 1.08 seconds of unload time. It's just a step and go. You do that for your catcher, you're helping him out.
Yep. Two balls, two strikes. Goldschmidt has got 24 steals. Panic right there, and that'll end the inning. Hunter Pence all over the place. And on this play, he moves towards the line. Not a problem.
By USAA Insurance, banking and investments tailored for the military community.
Here in the desert, it's a 1-1 ball game. And for the Giants, they'll have Pagan, Posey, and Crawford facing Zach Greinke, who gave up a home run to Span to open up the game.
Giants came out smoking even after the home run off of the bat of Span. Pagan hit a bullet. Posey hit a base hit bullet. Crawford hit a bullet that wound up in a double play. Giants are thinking, yeehaw, daddy, we got this guy down. And since that time, Greinke, like he has so often done in the past, he's settled in.
The 1-0 to Pagan, and Pagan hits a high foul down the left field line and out of play. Buster Posey and then Crawford. Good spot in the lineup for the Giants here in the fourth. It is getaway day for the Giants. There's the little width you're talking about, 1 and 2. Pitch number 43 coming up for Zach Greinke as Pagan steps out. And a 1 hopper, 2 and 2. So the Giants trying to end up this 10-game road trip on a high note after a couple of losses that would keep you awake at night. And the 2-2. And another ball hit hard. And another out at first. And that'll bring up Posey.
Man, just keep having good at bats, and sooner or later they're going to find a hole. And that's what you have to say to yourself if you're sitting on that Giants bench right now. That's another rocket. Nice play by Segura, who goes to the high backhander, wrestles her down, and from the knee shoots down Pagan.
Posey hit a ball up the middle for a base hit in the first. Fouls it back. Buster's having better swings. You can see it.
Yeah, he absolutely is. He knows it too. I think that's a big reason why he wanted to be in that lineup today. And quite honestly, we were a bit surprised. He caught the 12-inning game, 5-hour and 20-minute game, and he was basically in the squad for half of it on Friday night, and he caught all day yesterday and in the evening game. So a day game after night game, we're thinking, well, chance for him to get a day off. Not so.
Down and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. Crawford on deck. A 1-1 game here in the fourth. Giants are looking forward to getting home. A 7-game homestand. In the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike. A couple of teams. One, Cardinals in contention for the wild card, and the Padres, who are playing a lot better. You know, when all of a sudden now the Padres become a dangerous team.
Well, they've won 2 out of 3 in the first 3 of this 4-game set against Colorado.
Hey. Every team right now you look at as being dangerous. That's the way it is.
Absolutely. You know, we've been on teams that have contended. We've been on teams that were not contenders. But when you're not contending and you're playing a team that is, you're giving them your #1 effort.
On the ground and a base hit for Buster Posey. So Buster got jammed a little bit and poked it right through the right side of the infield.
That's the story. Don't hit it too hard. Well, September 15th through the 18th, that's next weekend. Giants are taking on the Cardinals at AT&T Park. And Thursday, the 15th, is Italian Heritage Night, sponsored by Gelati Construction. Your special event ticket will include an Italian Giants knit beanie and a ticket to see the Giants take on the Cardinals. Go to sfgiants.com/ special events.
Here's Crawford, who hit the ball right on the button, and he hit it at Segura, who turned it into a double play. Posey has to scramble back. Buster's got 6 steals on the year. I'm not saying that would imply that I think he's going here. And a strike to Crawford. Crawford's got a home run lifetime against Greinke. 28 official at bats, 5 hits. Swing and a miss, nothing in 2.
Change up. And with 2 strikes, as we have seen against Crawford this whole series, the D-backs bring third baseman Jake Lamb over to the second base side.
Oh, and 2. In the dirt. That's the one where we've seen Buster from time to time just take off.
You know, he gets his lead, and then he takes his secondary lead, and he watches the fly of the ball. And if he sees that thing is going to hit before it gets to the catcher, I mean, he's got a lean going to second base.
Yeah, it's one of those plays where you cannot hesitate. Not close to Crawford, 2 and 2. John's trying to come up with something after Pagan rolled out sharply to Segura. Goldschmidt holding on Buster Posey. Pence in the on deck circle, and there's a pitch Crawford had a rip at. There's Hunter Pence, constant motion.
We talked to him about it, the swing that he employs in the on deck circle, and he says, it's kind of my knockdown 6-iron. But what he's trying to do is stay in one piece with his upper body and his lower body, timed to release to the ball at the same time. That's the whole purpose of that little drill he uses in the on deck circle.
Crawford stays alive. It's a pretty good battle going on right now between Greinke and Crawford here with 1 out in the 4th. Greinke about to throw pitch number 56. And he gets Crawford.
So in the end, a curveball. And he gets him to chase. Big slow curveball, and Crawford kind of swung as hard as he threw it.
Well, you see Crawford swing at that, and you realize that he just didn't pick it up. Pence struck out in the 2nd inning. On the ground to short. Owings to Segura, and that'll end the inning. It remains 1-1. August 31st of this year. Matt Moore against the D-backs. He picked up a win. 5 1/3, 5 hits, an earned run, a walk, 7 strikeouts. He threw 92 pitches.
Well, he was something else. Love that camera shot from behind home plate where you can see the curveball that Matt Moore has. I mean, it's a big one. And when he gets a feel for it, you know he's going to have a good day.
Tomas struck out in the 2nd inning. Hunter Pence. Not a problem.
And a 1-pitch out to start an inning. Thank you very much. That's a good thing.
Hunter Pence getting some work in. Here's Lamb, who tripled in the 2nd. Lamb showed bunt, 1 ball and no strikes. Two and 0.
Oh, not happy with that last breaking ball. I think Buster Posey does a lot though with breaking balls, curveballs especially, is if the guy doesn't throw it the first time, he'll call it again.
Look out, and that got Drury. We see guys that creep a little bit too close to that hitter, and that's what's going to happen.
Well, you don't have time. If that ball's coming your way, you don't have time to react.
And there's a reason why the Major League Baseball put that screen up. In all honesty, you know where the on-deck circle should be? About halfway to the entrance of the dugout. That's where it should be.
Well, right there, you're in the line of fire. And guys will cheat away from the on-deck circle. They'll get more towards home plate behind it. Anything they can do to see if they can pick up the release of the pitcher.
Drury could have got hurt really bad. Plus, they happen to play the same position. Maybe Lamb was trying to do it on purpose.
Does make you think.
Matt Moore a little indecisive, so he steps off. Got him. Round 2 goes to Matt Moore.
So
and here's Drury.
6th strikeout for Matt Moore, 5 of which have been swing and miss strike threes. Like a changeup.
Drury dumped a little single into center field, and that knocked in Lamb to tie the game in the 2nd. Lined, Pagan, and he dropped it. And into 2nd goes Drury.
Ball hit right on the button. And for Pagan, he had to get back on this thing going to his left. Just off the tip of the glove. I don't think it got close to the sweet spot. It was right out there in the tip of the web. A little bit of a bobble and a drop, so it's been ruled a double.
So here's Haniger with Greinke on deck. Haniger struck out in the second. And he takes low. And the fact that you got a real good hitting pitcher on deck determines a lot of what you do here.
Well, you're right. And what it does is it makes you buy a little more of that strike zone.
2-0.
And it costs you more pitches. Ideally, at the end of 4 innings, you want to be at 60 or less. So he's a little high where he should be.
Strikeouts will do that. All right, Buster now is going to have a chat.
Well, I think he wants to go out there and find out what Matt Moore wants to do here. I mean, like the point you make, you've got a pitcher on deck and an open first base. Normally, it's like stay to a corner, don't give in to him, but Greinke is more than just an average pitcher when it comes to swinging the bat.
Haniger takes it. It's 3-0.
So now, I mean, you pretty much have in your mind that you're going to pitch that pitcher. I don't see him just giving in 3 pitches in a row to Haniger.
And the walk. So here's Greinke. Greinke struck out in the second. Drury at second. No balls and 1 strike.
The cutter. Well, right now, you've got to pitch Greinke like he's Paul Goldschmidt if you're
absolutely.
Matt Moore. But in watching Greinke over the years, I mean, he's not a guy that's just going to wear out a fastball. He can hit everything. He really has a good clue.
Crawford's got it, and that's going to end the inning. So Greinke hit it right on the nose, and now we'll head to the 5th. It's 1-1.
For the NorCal Acura Grand Slam giveaway on CSN. Phil Gaffney, you are the man. You will win an Acura MDX if a Giants player hits a Grand Slam this inning. So go to AcuraNorCalDealers.com for more information on how to enter. We say good luck, and we also say hello to the Gamer Babe from Las Vegas.
How about that?
She's good luck.
Here's Belt. Belt Panic Nunez facing Greinke. Both teams with 4 hits. Both teams have hit some line drives. Both teams have a run. So now the game starts. Belt takes a strike. Overshift is on for Belt. Love to lay down a bunt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Giants have won 76 games. They will have to go some to get that magical 90 mark. Belt lines one into center field. He's got a base hit.
Yeah, he didn't beat a hanger either.
Giants Insider Podcast is sponsored by Max Muscle Sports Nutrition and is live on CSNBayArea.com. Log on each week as Insider Alex Pavlovich talks baseball, and it's also available on iTunes. I think Alex is using the Max Muscle Sports Nutrition. He's getting bigger. Ty Block is his guest.
Well, he had to be an interesting interview.
Joe Panik bounced out to Goldschmidt in the 2nd inning. Here he takes wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Greinke gets a guy on first, and he really starts to work hitters away.
And I mean with everything. If he comes in, it's usually bad with that hard slider down towards the back foot of a left-handed hitter. He's just got weapons. He's never really backed into a situation where he has to throw you a pitch you're looking for. It's a fastball count. He didn't care. He'll throw everything, and he'll throw it to a corner. And that really is what has made him so good throughout his career. His ability to still locate no matter what the situation, no matter what the count.
There's a strike.
And it's an absolute dart thrower.
One and 2 to Panik. Nunez on deck, and the 1-2 to Panik. In the dirt. Scoreboard is wrong, by the way. The Giants have 4 hits. The D-backs have 5. Not been a good day for the D-backs interns here today. Umpires are wrong. Averages, home runs, RBIs were wrong.
Record wrong. Not that we're complaining.
We're not. I love it like that.
That's right. I had some whiteout I needed to use up. Come on.
Panik drives it out into right center field. Can anybody get there? It's going to hang up, and Tomas does.
Yeah, he split the defense. Just had too much height on the fly ball. And really, when it was all said and done, I think both outfielders had a chance to catch this.
And again, the pitch was away. Here's Nunez. Nunez bounced out in the 3rd inning. Joe wanted to get a little bit more behind that.
Ball back.
Nunez with a good rip. Matt Moore waiting on deck. It's a 1-1 ball game here in the 5th. Look out.
Get out of the way.
He's pretty good at the limbo, I got to tell you.
Yeah, I'd have picked him on a dodgeball team.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's the limbo. That's good limbo right there.
And a base hit to right field. Belt will put on the brakes. So here's Matt Moore, and we're going to find out how good Matt Moore is at trying to lay down a bunt. He has a little bit of a stank eye. I don't think he appreciated getting a pitch up and in.
Well, D-back's going to talk it over. Defensively, we talked about how good Greinke is and what he will do when there's runners at first and second and the bunt is supposed to go down to the third base side. He will really leave the mound early and crash down that side. So for Matt Moore in this situation, the bunt should go down the third base side. He has to make sure that it gets past Greinke, but it can't be too hard toward Jake Lamb, the third baseman, can get it and go over and touch the base. I mean, it's kind of a tricky bunt situation. It's got to be perfect.
Well, let's see how it works out. Perfect.
And he does it on one pitch. And that feeds the momentum of an inning. We're going to make it our fourth right choice. That's how perfect this was. He gets a breaking ball, hit it right off the end of the bat. Castillo calls everybody off, and it's the catcher that says, I'm in charge of this. So Matt Moore, outstanding.
Span homered and rolled out to Goldschmidt.
Everybody in that Giants dugout knows how good a bunt that was.
And a strike to Span, and it's 0-1. First base is open. 1 ball and 1 strike, and another pitch away. He did get in on Span on the ground ball to end the third.
And that's one thing that he will do. I mean, you think back to the home run that was hit by Span, the very first at bat of this game, and it was a fastball in. But he's not going to let that take a location, let a hitter take a location away from him. He'll go back in there only with different movement, different speed.
And another ground ball, and it'll be an out. And Greinke strands a pair. Bottom of the 5th coming up.
or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
1-1 game, top of the order is Gene Segura stands in. And a breaking ball for a call strike. Segura's bounced out and popped out. As we are in the home half of the 5th inning here on this Sunday afternoon in the desert. First pitch 100 degrees outside, 75 degrees inside.
Well, that was pretty much going to be the deal when they decided to have a franchise here in Phoenix.
What's that, having a dome?
Yeah, you had to. And this is really, baseball in the 21st century. It's just fantastic. I love walking in here for the first time, and it has just maintained itself. Great place to watch a game. And it's pretty neat when they do open up the rooftop like they have done the last couple of nights. It gets down to a certain temperature outside, and boom, these rooftop pieces roll back. The panels in the outfield open up, and it's great.
2-2. .73 pitches for Matt Moore. Owens and then Goldschmidt. And the high fastball is fouled back. Many of these Giants players live here in the desert. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if 25% of all major leaguers live here. Hit on the ground. Panic's going to have to wait for Belt to get back. He does. 1 out.
I want to ask you about that play. You played second base your whole career. When you have a play where the first baseman takes a couple steps towards the second base bag and realizes I got to get back, is it a tough play for a second baseman to time it?
Well, you do. You have to wait. You can start to throw when you see that the first baseman is going to get there in time, but you really can't release it until he does.
No.
Might fall down. Owens takes a breaking ball for a strike.
Another good snapper.
But you also saw what Panic did is he kept moving towards the bag, which is going to shorten the throw.
Just those little happy skips.
Fair ball. So Owens is going to have a double. Really nothing more than a ground ball, a high hopper that was well placed.
Not a hanger either. I mean, he has a little fastball cutting in on his hands. And Nunez just could not get back to his right. Perfectly placed. So just like that with 1 out, the D-backs get a runner in scoring position. It's their 6th hit of the day off of Matt Moore.
Here's where you have to be careful, and you have a base to play with. One and out. Two and 0. I think we're seeing what Matt Moore has decided to do with Paul Goldschmidt.
Well, Goldschmidt's got 2 hits on him today. Last one came in a 3-2 count, hit a bullet back up the middle, so he's seen him pretty well. With the runner in scoring position and open first base, be careful.
And a strike.
I mean, there's locations in your mind you think when you're ahead the count 0-1 as opposed to behind the count 1-0, and you're trying to hit those spots in the strike zone or on the corner of the strike zone. Here you think corner of the strike zone, no matter what the count is.
Good pitch, inside corner.
He humped up at 95.
Two balls, two strikes. Got him.
Yeah, that's pretty nice comeback down the count 2-0.
I guess.
Blows him away with hard stuff. And the payoff, 91-mile-an-hour cutter. Strikeout number 7.
Castillo is struck out and he's bounced out. Owens is at second. Strike on the inside corner, 94, and it's 0-1. Panic keeping an eye on Owens and his lead. Foul back, 0-2. So he went with the high fastball. Posey, Moore trying to come up with the 0-2 pitch. 1-2.
Did not miss by much.
Wow.
I think the Giants wanted that one.
'85 pitches now for Matt Moore. And a base hit. So coming in to score is Owens, and it's 2-1.
Castillo in a 2-strike count does what you're supposed to do. Get in, protect, and go back up the middle. And you got a good pitch to do something with. Just good bat control right there. And the reward at RBI puts his team ahead.
So here's Tomas. Tomas is struck out and he's lined out to right. Posey setting up an inside target, and that's where Moore throws it. 1 ball and no strikes. Hunter Pence playing towards the line will put this one away. So a double and a single, And after 5, it's 2-1 D-backs.
San Francisco, September 12th through the 14th. That's tomorrow through Wednesday. Dynamic deal tickets for the Monday, Tuesday games are starting as low as $7. So go to sfgiants.com/dynamic deals and check it out.
Outside Chase Field, 2-1 D-backs. As we come inside, it'll be Pagan, Posey, and Crawford. Pagan is 0 for 2, grounded out sharply to second in the 4th inning. And he takes a breaking ball for a strike. Low, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Gone 2 good solid at bats, and what does he have to show for it? What the little bird left on the rock. 0 for 2. But he's had great balance against Greinke, and he has squared him up twice.
Down the left field line, that'll be out of play. So Pagan now have to battle with 2 strikes. Out of play as Pagan pokes at it. Stay alive. Giants looking to even up this road trip. Could go 5-5 with a win today.
Well, that'd be a big deal. I mean, you know, they did not start out well.
There's a point in time where that didn't seem possible.
They lost 4 of the first 5. They've won 3 of the last 4. But,
Foul.
I mean, some really heartbreaking losses where they had leads in the 9th, could not hang on to them, lost both of them. So if they could pull this one out, it would give them a sweet 4 out of 5 and big time momentum coming home. And this time of year is all about momentum.
Up and in, 2-2.
But they have to do it against an old nemesis in That is Mr. Greinke, who has had 9-1 success lifetime against San Francisco.
Two pitch to Pagan. Out of play again. So Pagan alone trying to get the pitch count up for Zach Greinke. The next pitch will be number 80. And here it is. And a full count.
Ooh, Greinke wanted that one. That was close. We've seen that one called a strike today. So Pagan gets a reprieve. 80 pitches on the day for Greinke. Pitch number 9 in the at-bat coming up to Pagan.
Three and two. Foul. Look out.
It's a great AB right here. This is a great at bat.
Making Greinke work. And the 3-2. Not close.
Boy, and an easy take. Uncharacteristically on pitch number 11, it's a walk, and that is a backbreaker. You battle hard, he gets a lot of pitches out of you, and to get 11 pitches and to get on base going into an inning deep in a ball game, that is a big at bat for the Giants.
Buster Posey's 2 for 2. Pagan with pretty good speed at first. There's nobody out. In the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes. This is a crowd of 26,000, and if you close your eyes, you might feel like you're in a library.
Well, it's been kind of a chess match type of a ball game today. Not a lot of offense, and Arizona fans, because of this ballpark, they're kind of used to offense.
1 ball and no strikes. Pagan with 13 steals. That does not mean that he's going to go here. Two and 0. Ricky's not going to speed things up either right now.
No, he's not. And, you know, I think that's by design. Giants down a run. I mean, you're trying to make something happen. He's slowing it way down, throwing 2 hard sliders down below the strike zone. He's wanting Posey to swing at those. I mean, he's pitching for a ground ball here. And Posey, to his credit, laid off both times. And now he's in the driver's seat at 2-0 count. Does that mean he's going to get a challenge? Anything over the middle of the plate? Unlikely. Greinke will stay to a corner.
3-0.
Then a big slow curveball, and once again he goes below the strike zone. But this is what we mean when we say he's just never really backed into a scenario where he has to give in. He just doesn't. And the reason for that is he's got too many pitches that he has that he can throw to a corner in any given count, even a 3-0 count. But you might see Posey gamble here. You might see a green light and pull a trigger here.
Ricky may not even throw him a fastball. Three and one. Bruce Bochy ready to get on the plane with a win. That's what he's ready to do.
That's the plan.
Worry about tomorrow. 3 and 1. Pagan goes foul. 3 and 2. And right there you're banking on Buster getting a decent pitch to hit.
Plus by sending Pagan, you open up that right side. And Posey, very, very good at hitting the ball the other way. I mean, for the most part, you're going to leave that shortstop back in his position and hold his position. So the job of covering second when a runner goes is going to fall on the shoulders of the second baseman, and that opens up the hole.
Well, he's going to go here. It's 3 and 2. He goes. High drive. Center field hit well. Back is Haniger at the wall, and he makes the catch. And scurrying back is Pagan.
So Posey hits it about 405 feet. But just a little bit too much height. It had the sound. But in the end, Haniger had plenty of room to make the snag. And all the Giants fans here in attendance, they got a little excited about the flight of this ball.
I think Buster knew when he left the box that he did not get enough of it.
Now let's take a look at Posey and how he left the box. He's measuring.
I don't know if something's wrong with them, or what are they looking at? Are they looking to see if Pagan didn't retouch?
They are. If you hit second base, you've got to go back and hit it again before you go back to first. That's exactly what the Diamondbacks are looking at. And Chip Hill says, "No, we're good."
I mean, you do that even if you don't know. I mean, if somebody was watching and thought that Pagan didn't retag, then you know what they need to do? They need to check out their system, because it ain't working.
Well, he had that one step that was on the third base side of the bag, and I think that's what made the Diamondbacks look at it. But he never touched second base.
Crawford bounced out sharply into a double play in the first, and then struck out swinging in the fourth. One ball and no strikes. Next pitch will be number 90 for Zach Greinke. 2-0. For whatever reason, he doesn't want to throw a strike unless he has to right now.
He is nibbling.
Strike. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I mean, nobody's going to look for a big slow curveball on a 2-0 count. Nope. And you maybe look away, but you're not going to look that speed or that break.
Crawford trying to hit one in the hole between Goldschmidt and Segura. And a snap throw. And Pagan is back. It's 3-1. Here, if you're Brandon Crawford, this is where you really have to be selective. Because Greinke does not want to throw a strike here.
Now you'll look one side of the plate. You will guess a certain speed.
He may throw that breaking ball again.
You're right.
And he walked it.
So he goes inside with the fastball, and he did not miss by a whole lot. So 2 walks here from Greinke, and it has set up an opportunity for the Giants. There's no activity in the bullpen yet, although there is some stirring around in the Diamondbacks side of the field.
And we have another meeting. Like anybody is actually up, but you're right, there were some people moving around.
It couldn't happen to a better part of the lineup for the Giants to have a couple walks and set it up for Hunter Pence, who's been really swinging it well. 93 pitches on the day for Greinke, 21 pitches this inning.
A strikeout and a ground ball. Pence 0 for 2. One ball and no strikes.
Staying down with that little slider. That thing gets him a lot of ground balls. He's throwing it to Posey. He's throwing it to Crawford. And now he leads off with Pence. Same deal. And to their credit, they've all so far laid off it.
Two and 0.
Again. The heartbreaker ball.
Now a lefty and a righty in the pen.
I mean, this 3 hitters in a row where he's gotten behind with 2 sliders and he's been down in the count 2-0.
HP.
Two balls and 1 strike.
And just like Crawford on the 2-0 count, he throws the big curveball. It is not that easy of a pitch to be able to rely on in a 2-0 count. You have 2 runners on and 1 out. But it does sum up Greinke and his ability to throw all of his pitches in any count.
Nope. 3-1.
Not giving in. Well, he really doesn't have an open base here. That was 1 out. Escobar the lefty, Delgado the righty.
Well, it's going to be hard for Hunter Pence to lay off of this 3-1 pitch. Greinke's going to spin around and make sure Pagan knows that he's out there. A lot of pitches and a lot of minutes in this half inning. Three and 2.
It's 3-1 paint right there. 2-seam in the outside corner. Throwing a dart.
Well, will Bruce Bochy send Pagan and Crawford?
Oh, I would be surprised if they did, and as hot as Pence has been, even with Greinke out there on the mound. You're betting on contact.
3-2.
Got good speed on the base pass.
And the walk.
Great eye.
Walk, the bases loaded.
Great discipline there shown by Hunter Pence.
As aggressive as Hunter Pence is, he took it. I'd have swung at it. So pitching coach Mike Butcher's coming out. Well, Brandon Belt, here's your shot. Have a good at bat.
He's had good at bats against Greinke today.
So Butcher's going to depart. The next pitch for Greinke will be pitch number 100.
Yeah, and I'll bet you it's going to be a hard slider down below the strike zone.
Yeah, I bet you're right. Belt singled, hit a ball sharply into center field in the 5th. Fouls it at the plate. There you go, and it's 0-1.
So breaking ball below the zone, and that was indeed pitch number 100. For Belt, you're thinking get something up, get it deep enough in the outfield to score Pagan. Doesn't have to be that deep, even with the strong arm in right field from the Yasmani Tomas. Pagan's got great quickness.
And the 0-1. Here it is to Belt. And Belt takes a strike. It's 0-2.
High strike, and Belt did not like it. He's shaking his head.
Well, you got to get over it.
Well, you do. I mean, it's a strikeout situation for Greinke. That's the first time we've seen that location call a strike today. Gabe Morales is more of a low ball guy. And that was a high strike.
Pagan, Crawford, Pence. Base hit. Coming in to score is Pagan, and the Giants have tied it up. Belt hits a ball the opposite way where nobody was at.
That makes it a 2-hit day, but this one huge in an 0-2 count. That is not a hanger. And that's a good curveball, perhaps a little bit high. Maybe it's at the base of the strike zone. Nevertheless, an opposite field knock, and we got a brand new ball game. Great at bat.
So here's Panic. Panic is 0 for 2. His last at bat, he hit one way out into right center field that was tracked down by Tomas.
And they take that now.
1 ball and no strikes.
With the exception of Belt, the last 4 hitters, Greinke has been pitching from behind. 3-2-0 counts, and now he falls behind 1-0 to Panic, who's not going to help Greinke out. I mean, he's very disciplined to that strike zone.
Two and 0. Nunez on deck. 3 walks in the inning and a base hit and a fly ball to the wall. On the ground towards the hole. Goldschmidt's play will be at first. Coming in to score is Crawford, and the Giants take the lead. This is going to leave first base open, so Nunez is not going to be able to get a chance to hit here.
Well, they may not just, now they are. Chip Hale put the forefingers up, so they will indeed give him a straight intentional walk.
Well, Matt Moore didn't have an RBI this year.
It's about time.
He's got a shot.
Be ready to hit. It's great. It happened yesterday. Gary Sanchez, catcher with the Yankees, in a situation like this. Intentional walk. There was an errant throw. It drifted out of the plate. What do? He hit it out of the ballpark.
That's unbelievable.
I mean, that right there should just completely end all of the discussion to eliminate the intentional walk.
There's so many more things you can do to speed up the game than that.
Yeah. Actually, it wasn't a home run. It was a sac fly.
Yeah, we were hoping it was a home run.
It just felt like a home run.
Well, Matt Moore is struck out, and then he had a sacrifice bunt. And he taps it foul, and it's 0-1.
That's a good hack. That's a hack built for the high part of the strike zone.
Hey, put it in play, you got a shot. Oh, and 2.
No, you're right. The goal is put it in play anywhere. Contact.
A 1 and 2.
It's going to be Greinke's last inning. It's going to be his last hitter no matter what. I mean, this is a 40-pitch inning. This is deep into the year when you're having a 40-pitch inning that runs you up into the 100-pitch count and beyond.
Hit out to left. Side retired. Giants take the lead. 7th inning, or bottom of the 6th coming up.
Is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
It's a 3-2 lead for the Giants. And And it'll be Jake Lamb to lead things off.
So for the second time today, Matt Moore with a lead and an opportunity for a shutdown inning here.
Drury, Haniger. Strike to Lamb. Lamb tripled in the second, then struck out in the fourth. Tried to check his swing and that strikeout in the fourth, and could not. Breaking ball, 0-2.
Good breaking ball. So that's back-to-back breaking balls and quick on top of him.
See if he throws it again. Nope. How about a fastball, strikeout number 8?
You put that curveball in his mind and you just heat him up. Man, that's a sneaky fast fastball right there.
Nice easy motion. Here's Drury, who's 2 for 2. Breaking ball for a strike. Drury hit a ball off of Pagan's glove for a double.
That curveball is live right now.
And a miss.
Good ones.
Oh, and 2. Drury waiting patiently. Still waiting patiently. And the 0-2. Got him.
That's
9 strikeouts.
9 and 7 have been swing and miss strike threes. Just absolute perfection on the 0-2 opportunity.
Here's the kid that made the folks at Cal Poly forget about my partner, Mitch Haniger. It's not possible.
Easy to do.
See, did he have 2 bobbleheads on one day? He did not. There's a strike and it's 0-1.
That is cred. That is street cred right there,
like,
baby.
Really? I mean, 1 is awesome, but 2 in one day.
Yep.
And then people fighting over them.
Well, that was my 2 kids. I mean, that, you know, slight exaggeration, but I mean,
This is 2 of your 5 kids. Escobar.
man, he's thinking about Denard Span.
1 and 2. Oh, is he hanging, going with it, isn't he?
He's riding that curveball hard. Tried to sneak attack him in the outside corner. Same pitch he struck out Drury with.
Two pitch. Here it is. Got him, and that'll end the inning. He strikes out the side. On this Patriotic Day, USAA honors those who have served in all of our service members at home and abroad. Greinke and Matt Moore, those are your starters. Giants lead in this one 3-2. Moore is still in the game with 10 strikeouts. He's thrown 98 pitches. Greinke is out of the game. Drury's got a couple of hits, and Escobar is the new pitcher. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Seen Escobar a couple times in this series. Got a fastball that's low to mid-90s, more lows than mids, hard slider, and a changeup. Not gonna see too many changeups against lefties.
So Span was the only Giant not to hit in the 6th inning. And that's hard to do when the team only got 1 hit in the 6th inning. But that hit knocked in the tying run off the bat of Brandon Belt.
Yeah, an 0-2 count.
High into left center field. And Haniger is over, but it's going to be Drury who makes the catch. And that'll bring up Pagan. Angel Pagan opened up the 6th with a walk, and he eventually scored the tying run. Down low to Pagan. One ball and no strikes.
You know, one thing about Pagan, you know, when he gets hot, he usually gets hot from both sides.
It's true.
I mean, you've played with guys who've been switch hitters where they'll get hot from the left side, maybe not hot from the right side. We watched it happen with Pablo Sandoval, where he'd be red hot left-handed and then scuffling from the right side. But with Pagan, it's pretty equal, both sides, when he gets it going. Quick pitch.
Bit of a quick pitch, you're right. 2-2.
And it almost sneak attacked him too in that inside corner.
Pagan will be ready this time. Little pop-up out of play.
92 with a little cut, got in his hands nice. Johnny Cueto, who was Johnny Stellar last night. 7 hits or 7 innings, 3 hits allowed, 6 strikeouts.
Wasn't he Johnny base hit too?
Yeah, I mean, it was a big hit in the ball game. When you look back at the scores, an 11-3 Giants victory, but when he got the hit, it was a big part of the game.
2-2 pitch to Pagan. 3-2.
It's a great day to come to the yard when you've had a win the night before. You're about as relaxed as you can be. Of course, with Johnny Cueto, I mean, he's about as relaxed as he could be every day, which is a good thing.
Not a whole lot seems to bother him. 3-2. And the walk.
Easy take. Such a disappointment for a pitcher. You work hard, you make good pitches, guys fouling off your fuzz, and all of a sudden you get to a 3-2 and then you throw a pitch that's so far out of the strike zone, the guy has no intention of even swinging at it.
And then the manager comes out to get you.
And then you're ticked off.
So it will not be Escobar facing Buster Posey. Giants have a runner on with 1 out. They also lead 3-2, and we'll be back. And they're trying to add to that here in the 7th, and there's the new pitcher, Randall Delgado.
The numbers for Delgado, 68th game he's come into, a healthy body of work, 68 innings pitched, 61 strikeouts. It gives you an idea what type of stuff he has. It's good. It's low to mid 90s, more mids than lows, with a curveball, slider, and a changeup. 4-pitch guy.
So here's Buster Posey. Buster with a couple of singles and a fly ball to the wall, the center field that was caught. Against Delgado, 4 for 16 with a home run. Lined, and it's going to be caught by Haniger. I think he's back.
He's heating up, no doubt. And I think that's a big reason why he wanted to get back in this game today. He knows he's getting a swing. He's been looking for it for a while. And I agree with you.
Crawford drew a big walk in the 6th inning. And he fouls it back, and it's 0-1. He takes as healthy a rip as anybody in baseball. He doesn't take the down to the back knee Reggie Jackson rip, but pretty close.
Yeah. But I think what stands out about Crawford is how consistent he is to keep his back leg on whatever speed he gets, and that's the key. It's not often that you can get him off balance and on that front foot. And from a hitter's perspective, I mean, that's what it's all about.
A 1-2. Pagan with a 1-out walk. Posey lines to center. And now Crawford at the plate, 1-2 with the overshift. Pence waiting.
Two-out jump here for Pagan. A gap double is going to score him.
Look out. 2-2.
He heads up.
Outfield pretty much straight away, and then as I mentioned, the overshift. Lamb goes from third to just to the right of second base. And Crawford takes low, so he works it to 3-2. And now it's significant because Angel Pagan could take off.
Young left-hander, Hathaway.
Well, you know what? We had a chance to see the whole bullpen Friday night. So it's not like we can't say, well, we've never seen that guy before.
11 guys.
Pagan's going to go. It's 3-2. And Crawford got a piece of a pitch that was up, but not a fastball.
Yeah, 3-2 changeup. And Crawford fouled it straight back. He was timed to it.
Three-two pitch again. Pagan goes and a rope to right. That'll be a base hit. Pagan's going to head to third, and Hunter Pence is going to hit. So nice at bat. Hunter Pence 0 for 2, but in that 6th inning when the Giants took the lead, he took the 3rd walk of the inning off of Greinke. He took some tough pitches.
That was a great at bat. And I don't think Greinke would pitch him any different if he was facing him again right here.
And a strike, and it's 0-1. Pence will hit that high fastball that's away. He'll hit that ball to right field. Seventh inning. Both teams now with 7 hits. Nope, outside 2-1.
Not biting. And that's the thing about Pence. When he gets hot, like all hot hitters, he stays in the zone. Giants trying to create some space. Add on.
Out of play as Pence hits one into the second level, which at AT&T Park is the club level.
I think it whistled into the luxury suites here too.
It did.
Heads up.
A little something behind it. Two pitch to Pence. And a base hit down the right field line. And Crawford is on the move. And they're going to wave in Crawford. Here's the throw. Not in time. And Hunter Pence does it again. Well, we got some Giants fans that are pretty pleased about that.
Well, they should be. I mean, the big man has absolutely come to life, and he has been the big difference maker in this series. And here again, a fastball on the corner. He goes right with it and just drives it right over the head of Goldschmidt. And once it gets down in the corner here with 2 outs and a 2-out jump, an easy score for Brandon Crawford all the way from first. So a 2-hit, 2-knock, 2 RBI double.
You know what happens 2 weeks ago? He hits
caught.
it right at Goldschmidt. 5-2 Giants. Pence has just doubled in a pair of runs here in the 7th. And it's Steve Hathaway He is on the mound to go after Brandon Belt.
Yeah, here's the kid that came all the way from Double-A ball, and he's done a pretty nice job. You look at the strikeouts, 9 in 10 innings. Got a low to mid-90s fastball and a hard curveball and a changeup. And they've been using it as a situational left-hander.
And here's Belt. Belt takes a breaking ball. Belt's got a couple of hits, and his big hit in the 6th tied the game as he hit one to the left side, which we don't really see Brandon Belt hit many balls to the left side unless it's in the air. And Belt out of play. Just to recap what happened today as far as the teams that the Giants are battling spots with. Cardinals lost, Mets won, Dodgers lost. And you asked the perfect question. Where do the Dodgers go?
They go take on the Mets. So a significant series. This is the National League wild card right now. The Giants leading a game ahead of the Mets, game and a half ahead of the Cardinals. Stay tuned.
Slowly hit to Goldschmidt, and Hathaway will beat Belt to the bag. So Hunter Pence with the 2 RBIs gives the Giants now a 3-run lead. So here at Chase Field, it's going to be God Bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Arizona Fire Service Pipe Band.
And now fans join D-backs organist Bobby Freeman for the singing of
5-2 lead for the Giants. Is Phil Gosselin's going to be the pinch hitter, and he'll be facing Matt Moore, who threw 6 innings, has allowed a couple of runs on 7 hits. He's got 10 strikeouts and 1 walk.
So nice going, Kelly. Good news about the Dodgers.
And a call strike. I want to revisit something. Who are the Dodgers playing?
Yeah, I think I said the Mets. They're playing the Yankees. They are indeed staying on the East Coast with this road trip, and they're heading into the Bronx, where the Yankees have been playing good ball.
It's pretty interesting. And I don't know the Yankees record, but I know it's like 10 games over 500 since A-Rod, Chapman, Teixeira, Miller have all departed.
Joe Girardi's got him playing good.
3 pitches.
Well, that ties his career high with 11 strikeouts.
Gosselin's trying to figure out, how does that happen?
What?
Waited around all day for this.
Fastball right up at the belt, inside corner.
You know, that's one of those where if Buster moves his glove, you may not get the call. Segura with a high pop-up foul down the right field line and out of play.
I mean, 11 strikeouts, and he struck out the last 4 guys. He had that shutdown inning in the 6th where he struck out the side, and he has an opportunity to have another shutdown inning here in the 7th.
Santos is in the bullpen getting loose. And a high fastball, or make that maybe a cutter. It's no balls in 1 strike. Swing and a miss. There's the fastball. Hey, look, his 104th pitch was a 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Trying to be a good front runner when you get a lead, and he's got a 3-run lead now, the biggest lead he's had all day.
Towards the hole and a base hit.
Well, the most popular way to follow the Giants postseason push is with the MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. You can enjoy game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Go to MLB.com at bat on your favorite devices right now.
Owens has had pretty good swings against Matt Moore. He lined out to right in the 3rd, then doubled. Hit a high bouncing ball over the 3rd base bag. You see Santos. Got the beef coming up. And a strike, and it's 0-1. 7th inning. Not close. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Jake Barrett, the right-hander, heated up for the D-backs. Hard thrower.
Tap to 3rd, foul. And with that foul ball, Matt Moore now ahead in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And he has done that a lot today. Get on top of hitters.
One-two pitch. Segura at first. Up the middle. Crawford has it. Shovels it to Panic. Panic to Belt. Got him. And that'll end the inning. 8th inning coming up. 5-2 Giants.
49ers coverage every single night and the home of the official pre and post game shows of the team. Sunday to Sunday, the home of the authentic 49ers fan is right here, CSN.
Giants with a 5-2 lead. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
So Jake Barrett now getting the summons from the Diamondbacks bullpen. See what he has done in 62 games. 1-2 with 3.88 ERA, 53 strikeouts and 53 innings. Mid to high 90s fastball, hard slider, and a split.
Joe Panik 0 for 3 does have an RBI. And he's going to have an 0 for 4 with a line drive right at Segura. Giants have done that a number of times today. And here's Nunez. That's the one, look, just for selfish reasons.
Yeah.
Thinking not about the team at all. It's a lot happier getting on the plane 1 for 4 than 0 for 4.
Oh, of course. Offers do not make you happy.
So here's Nunez. Nunez 1 for 2. See Romo. Romo gets the beef. He gets Goldschmidt, Castillo, and Tomas. It's not like he hasn't been there before.
That's the way he likes it.
One ball and 1 strike.
Well, what a day for Matt Moore. Tied his career high in strikeouts with the 11. 7th time that he's had 10 or more strikeouts in a game. And a couple of shutdown innings late in the game.
Popped them up. Owens taking charge. 2 outs. And it'll be Parker. Gillespie if Nunez had reached. Parker if there's 2 outs, because Parker's going to be asked to do one thing, and that's try to hit one out of the park. Of which he can do to any part of this ballpark. This is the top of the 8th inning. No balls and 1 strike. Good look at Matt Moore and his line.
Outstanding day. Impressive in the way that he did it too. I mean, 11 strikeouts. That's impressive.
Nothing in 2.
But when you think about it, he had 4 of those strikeouts in the 6th and 7th inning. And those are the 2 very impressive shutdown innings we were talking about. And that's the reputation you want to get.
0-2 to Parker. 0-3 to Parker. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Goldschmidt coming up. in Bay Area. Back in the fog. It'll be awesome. Pregame live at 6:30. Then we'll have the game for you right at the top of the hour. Sight. How about coming home? When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
So Sergio Romo gets the ball now as he go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. This is the 33rd time he's come in. 1-0 with a 2.63 ERA. Romo has done a very good job. It's two types of fastballs he's going to get you from a high side arm position with the arm slot. 2-seam, 4-seam, curveballs, no dot slider, and a changeup. Those are the 5 different types of movement he'll give you.
And a strike to Goldschmidt. Romo against Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt's held his own, 6 for 17. He's got a triple. 17 at bats is a lot of at bats against the reliever. Foul back. He waited nicely on the slider. It's 0-2.
That's what he's up there looking for. As you mentioned, the number of times they face each other, they know each other well. So from Romo's perspective, it's just a matter of hitting the spot and staying away from the middle of the plate.
No swing. Close. 1-2. Yeah, right-handed hitters pretty much know what they're going to get against Sergio Romo. What they don't know is when he's going to try to sneak that fastball by you.
Posey wants a slider.
Got him.
See. So he sets a target outside, let the movement fall out of the zone, and hope he chases. And this time, Goldschmidt cannot hold up.
Here's Wellington Castillo and his numbers against Romo. 1 for 6 with 3 strikeouts. No balls and 1 strike. Yosmani Tomas on deck. We're in the 8th. Overshift is on. And this is launched to left and gone. So Castillo hits his 13th of the year.
When Romo leaves a slider middle end, he's very vulnerable. Castillo got one and he did not miss it. So the 3-run cushion is now a 2-run cushion. Take a look at the mistake to location. Middle end, hang, see ya. And that was loud. 13th home run of the year for Castillo.
So here's Tomas. And he fouls it back, and he got a slider. On the ground and a base hit. So Lamb's coming up and Bruce Bochy's coming out. So now it's a 5-3 game. And Bruce Bochy goes to the bullpen. We'll be back. Giants. And Will Smith is going to go after Jake Lamb.
Take a look at what he has done this year. 45th time he's come into a game, 1 of 4 with a 4.01 ERA. Good strikeouts to innings pitched, a 38, 33 2/3. And for Will Smith, a low 90s fastball, curveball, and a slider. That's what he's going to feature.
Lamb has only faced Smith one time, and he's 0 for 1. So Tomas is at first. Lamb is at the plate. Giants lead by 2. Overshift is on for Lamb. And the pitch. Breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Good one. Big curveball to start it off.
You can steal that one.
283 against righties. 161 against lefties, and 93 at bats. He's trying to establish in the eyes of the D-backs that he can hit lefties. Not that time. 2 breaking balls, 0-2.
Strickland is in the bullpen, and Strickland may be getting ready to face Drury if Smith retires Lamb, and he will.
So stays with the breaking ball, locks him up high in the zone. 3-pitch see ya. So a hat trick today from Lamb. And here comes Bruce Bochy.
So the motion to Strickland. We are going to take another break. Giants are leading 5-3. We'll be back. The home run by Castillo. So now it's Hunter Strickland who will be going after Brandon Drury.
And you bring him a power arm, and Hunter Strickland, for the 67th time he's come in, has had a solid season. 50 strikeouts and 56 in the third. Mid to high 90s with the fastball. And I mean high 90s, more highs than mids. Hard slider and a split.
Drury's had a couple of hits, those off of Matt Moore. down the pipe, and it's 0-1. Giants in the ninth will have the top of the order coming up. Right now they're trying to get off the field here in the eighth. Strickland agrees with Posey in the 0-1. Here it is. 0-2.
Two-seam movement at 97. Good pitch.
If he could throw that pitch all the time, he could be a closer.
Well, I mean, that's really been a revelation pitch for him because the two-seam fastball is something that he did not throw a lot of before he got to San Francisco. And it is very effective on that side of the plate. They're going in again.
Got him. And that'll end the inning. We'll head to the ninth. 5-3 Giants.
Central today after Giants postgame live right here on CSN Bay Area. You'll get clubhouse reaction to the Giants clubhouse, latest on the National League playoff chase, and Raiders analysis versus the Saints. They had a great day in New Orleans, so all that and more tonight. Toyota Sportsnet Central. Check it out.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Enrique Burgos, the new pitcher now for the D-backs, hard thrower, coming into his 37th game, 35 strikeouts and 34 2/3. He will, however, get a wild hair up his nose, 21 walks. That's a lot.
And it's Span, who's 1 for 4, and he takes a strike. You see the sun that comes through the roof, and right now it has that banana arc, which is going from home plate to center field right through the pitcher's mound.
Well, it is an issue.
Up high, 1 ball and 1 strike.
What it will do, it will affect the way you see spin on a baseball.
It really looks odd. In the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike. Although I know we touched on this the other day, but if you're Span, we had pigeons that were in front of home plate, and nobody seemed to care.
Except you and me.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking last night, umpire tried to move them and they came back. What if they were cats? Think they'd just let them sit there?
No.
Of course not. They'd move them.
Yeah. Cats, dogs, they'd move. Pigeons? No. Not a problem. You are in harm's way, but yeah, you're on your own.
Put a bullseye on him. 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you're not cute, you have to stay. 3-2.
But hey, it all ended well. Nobody hit a ground ball into the pigeon.
Pigeons. Well, at time there was one, and then a couple other ones decided that looked like too much fun. 3-2 to Span. Span would take a walk here. Instead, it's a high fastball and a swing and a miss. Here's Pagan. Pagan has done his job today. He's walked twice, and he scored both times.
And solid at bats, all 4 of them. And he had an 0 for 2 going into the 2 walks, but in those 2 at bats, he hit the ball right on the screws twice.
Mr. Posey on deck. And a strike. It's an easy 94 from Burgos.
Well, he's got a good arm. I mean, he can show you some nasty stuff. It's just a matter of command.
It looks like Hunter Strickland is going to find out something that you've said since I've known you. The last 3 outs in the game are different than any other outs.
There's nobody in the Giants bullpen, so he's coming back out.
One ball and 1 strike. Inside corner, 1-2. D-backs have more hits than the Giants. The Giants have taken advantage, at least they did, of Greinke in the 6th when he walked 4, of which 1 was intentional. One-two to Pagan. Got him. And another high fastball.
Got him to swing out of the zone.
So here's Buster Posey.
Guy that throws hard, you start it a little bit. You have a tendency to chase. If you see that high fastball, it looks so good. You see it so well, and you just can't cover it with your top hand. Posey's had 4 good at bats today.
Yes, he has. He's 2 for 4. His outs were both hit well. And he takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. The difference in the game right now, as far as the hit that has made the difference, is the double by Hunter Pence, a 2-out double to knock into. Hit on the ground to short. Owings has it. And that'll end the inning. So a solid inning for Burgos. And now we'll go to the bottom of the 9th. 5-3 Giants. And they got it going in the very first inning. The very first hitter gone. And for Denard Span, home run number 10. It's the 5th time in his career that he's led off the game with a home run. And now Strickland's going to try to get the last 3 out. Socrates Brito is going to pinch hit.
Number 30, Socrates.
So Brito hitting 174, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. His job here is to try to get on base. He runs well. No balls and 1 strike, so staying with that pitch.
Staying with that high velocity 2-seam fastball that's got movement that runs away from Brito.
There it is again, nothing in 2.
Reaching back and just trying to throw right through the glove with the pitch. Nice extension, nice follow through, and a quick 0-2.
And a base hit to left. And Brito's going to have a double. Just poked at it. That's all you need to do.
Well, wasn't a hanger. I mean, it was actually a little bit farther outside than the previous 2 pitches. And Brito in the swing mode, right off the end of the bat, blows his bat up, but he does his job. He gets on base. And just like that, the D-backs are going to get the tying run up the plate.
So here's Ricky Weeks. So Weeks with lots of power. He will step up with Segura and then Owens on deck.
Well, in the mind of Strickland right now, you do have a 2-run lead, and all your concentration should be to Weeks.
And a bit inside, 1 ball and no strikes.
Buster's riding that pitch. He's riding that side of the plate. Every pitch that Strickland has thrown has been the same movement, the same grip, the same location.
And finally he spins one, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Two balls and a strike. Not that far off from being a strike. It's 2-1. Strickland about to throw pitch number 10. Two and two.
So the fastball that he swings through, Ricky Weeks steps out of the batter's box. But that's what he's up there looking for, that fastball challenge, and he just missed it. Step out, have a word with yourself.
Got him.
Stay on that side of the plate with 98 two-seam. And Ricky Weeks turns into a pair of shoes. Right through the glove, inside corner. You couldn't run it up there and put it in a better place.
And that is at the bottom of the strike zone. So here's Segura, who's 1 for 4. And a check swing roller. 2 down. That one's hard to explain.
That's a rough at bat right there. That's just rough. You'd rather strike out than have that happen to you.
You'd rather get hit in the foot.
Well, Hunter Strickland does not care. It turns out to be a 1-pitch out.
So here's Owings. High fastball, 1 ball and no strikes.
Now Owens is a middle-in guy and respectful of that. Posey showing that fastball in the outside corner.
So it's 1-0 to Owens. And a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Nails the outside location. In this ballpark, I mean, it's just, you never trust it. Location is everything. Even at 99 miles per hour.
Absolutely. No swing. 2 balls and 1 strike. Giants fans here in attendance not happy with that call. It's 2-1.
All right, let's take a look at the swing. That's a swing.
Strickland trying to get after Owings.
Posey wants to go in. Hasn't shown him that side of the plate.
Ball game.
Jams him.
Hunter Strickland picks up his 3rd save of the year. And the Giants, you got to tip your cap to them on one of the most grueling and torturous road trips that we've ever experienced. Win 4 of the last 5. How about that?
Well, and they do it against Zach Greinke, who has had a 9-1 lifetime record coming into this game. So what do they wind up? Well, they wind up 5-5, but they've won 4 of their last 5, and they gain on the Dodgers, and they come home to start a very important 7-game homestand with momentum, and that this time of year is everything.
And it's September, folks. Final score: Giants 5, D-backs 3. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants post-game live. That is going to start right now.